This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, Heather Ho, there's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe Birthday Boy. And the birthday boy today, I know he's dead, but this birthday boy is a legend in college football. He has a trophy named after him for college football, as you can see by the picture. He only played in the NFL for 2 seasons, but he was way better known for his college football exploits and all that. And the name of the trophy in his name has been given to the best quarterback in college football history. His name, Davey O'Brien, who was born on June 22nd, 1917, in Dallas, Texas. He would play high school football and helped them get to the Texas State playoffs in 1932. After he graduated high school, he decided to go to nearby Texas Christian in Fort Worth as a backup for Sammy Ball, who was a future Hall of Famer. He became the starter in 1937 once Ball graduated and headed to Washington and was named All Southwest Conference first team. In 1938, he threw for over 1,400 yards, which was a passing record in the conference that stood for 10 years. Most notably, of course, in that era, as people would pass out of necessity. He had only 4 interceptions in 194 attempts, and its NCAA record for most rushing and passing plays in a single season still stands today. He helped Texas Christian go undefeated, and their defense looked good because they had only one regular season opponent score more than 7 points on them. Texas Christian beat Carnegie Tech at the Sugar Bowl to win the national championship. He was the first player to win the Heisman for most outstanding player and the Maxwell Award for best offensive player, becoming the first Heisman winner from Texas Christian and the Southwest Conference. But of course, let's not forget that the Heisman was still new to people. Anyway, he majored in geology, and it looked pretty impressive. So his college stats: 2 years for Texas Christian. He put up 24 touchdowns in 2 seasons. But of course, remember, as I said, they passed out of necessity. In the 1939 NFL Draft, he was in there. He watched the Chicago Cardinals before they moved to St. Louis and before they moved to Phoenix. Took Kai Aldrich at center from Texas Christian. That's the captain, if you will. And then Chicago, the Bears, in a trade from Pittsburgh, took Sid Luckman, second overall from Columbia. So the Bears had their quarterback. Cleveland took Linus Parker Hall, a running back from Ole Miss. And then Philly, with the 4th pick, took Davey O'Brien from Texas Christian. He was the first Heisman Trophy winner to join the NFL. He was given a 2-year contract. O'Brien put up over 1,300 yards in 11 games. Unfortunately, the Eagles were 1-9-1. And all that. So you could pass the ball, but they couldn't run the ball for anything. After an appendectomy in June, he came back to lead in 1940 with completions and attempts. But they were also 1-10. So despite going 2-19-1 in the NFL, the Eagles were willing to give him a raise. But somehow he said, no, I don't think so, and retired to take a government job. He wasn't really that interested in pro football. And remember, pro football didn't really take off for key interest till the 50s. So he thought he could do better taking a government job, which he did. He did pretty well, throwing for 11 touchdowns in 2 seasons. He was a defensive back and punter, too, and all that. Yeah, his touchdowns to interceptions was terrible, 11 and 34. But I mean, the Eagles only won 2 games in 2 years with him. So anyway, he decided to become an agent in the FBI, working for 10 years. So he was assigned to the field office in Springfield, Missouri, and was a firearms instructor at Quantico, and spent the last 5 years of his FBI career in Dallas. He would actually resign from the FBI in 1950 to work in land development and entered the oil business and actually was an advisor to Lamar Hunt for the founding of the AFL, American Football League. He was elected to the College Football Hall of Fame in 1955, and for years he was actually the color commentator on Cowboys telecasts. Anyway, in 1971 he was diagnosed with cancer and had part of his right lung removed and a kidney. But cancer caught up to him and he died November 18th, 1977 at the age of 60. When Tim Brown won the Heisman in 1987, it meant that Woodrow Wilson High School in Dallas was the first high school to produce two Heisman winners, as it did for O'Brien and now for Tim Brown. So that was just amazing. So yeah, Davey O'Brien was Texas Christian personified. I don't think any good Texas Christian quarterback, other than Slim and Sammy Ball and maybe Andy Dalton, could match his tenacity. But anyway, since 1981, the NCAA have given his name to the award for best quarterback, and it's well deserved. He was a much better college quarterback than the pros, and that's saying a lot. Anyhow, I'm Jeff. I'm going to do.